Today on the channel, we're back at with another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing, this time with a brand new character in Professor Rockclaw and his dinosaur.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a brand new character in the G.I. Joe universe by way of the G.I. Joe Classified series in Professor Rockclaw, and I'm going to read it right here. Cobra Deinonychus. It'll be the dinosaur from here on out. I can't pronounce the name. Shame on you, Hasbro, for making something so complicated. What are we doing? But that is what we got here today. And of course, for all your Professor Rockclaw needs, you better hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description down below. Support the channel. Easy as that. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And a brand new character in the history of G.I. Joe now. Much like Masters of the Universe when Mondo made Scaremare, which is now an official character in the Masters of the Universe. Now we got Professor Rockclaw. I always want to call him Rottenclaw, but it's Rockclaw technically. Don't get him offended, of course. But a brand new character, a brand new Cobra evil mercenary or something that likes to mess around with dinosaurs, apparently. And, you know, everybody likes dinosaurs, and then they grow out of it after they're like 6 years old. They move on to other things, unless you're, you know, my daughters or Slash or archaeologists, things like that. But neither here nor there. But this is going to be a very interesting one to dive into. We've had a lot of figures with pets. Never thought I'd have a dinosaur in this line. And I am shocked Hasbro didn't take the easy way out and just reuse one of their Jurassic Park figures for the dinosaur. But doesn't look to be the case in my limited knowledge. And I asked my daughter, who does collect some Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I was almost going to say figures, but dinosaurs. She didn't say it looked familiar to her, but it looks like one of those velociraptors or something in the Hammond collection. But neither here nor there, but there he is, old Rockclaw and his dinosaur, G.I. Joe, Cobra logo, as we know. 4 and up on this one. You 3-year-olds, you can't handle it, but you 4-year-olds, hey, come pet the dino. That's what we're saying right there. 2 heads on this one. Could be an army builder. As usual with a lot of these ones, I may play a long game and pick up a second one, use that extra head, have multiple dinosaurs. You never know what might happen in the future. Number 196, getting closer to 200 than we've ever been. And I think 200 is the female Snake Eyes, if I'm not mistaken. Should have that fairly soon as well. QR code if you want. I wouldn't, but if you want, it's over there. And then on the back, little glamour shot action. No cross-sell, no story. Very, very sad we don't get the file cards with these. That's the one thing the Classified series really misses out on, if you ask me. But you got old Professor Rockclaw. See you later, Spider-Man style. What do we got going on here? Cobra logo in the background, looking good. See you later. Shuffle goodbye. Plastic prison, there it is. A lot in here, but not a lot in here at the same time in some ways. No twist ties, so very easy to get out of the package. There we go. Pop that dino out. Uh-oh, I lied. There's twist ties. I lied. Hasbro usually doesn't give us the twist ties. But here we are. They wanted to lock that dinosaur down. We don't want Jurassic Park Part 2, you know. We got to lock these dinosaurs down. Knock out that weapon. There we go. Looks like he's got a little whip action. Like a young Rob Halford. He's got his whip. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? It's Cambodian tape. I can feel it. There we go. Oh my goodness. There it is. All right, now we're cooking with gas. See you later. Goodbye. Twist ties. Get them off of here immediately. Let's class this place up a little bit. What do you think? But here we go. Let's dive into it. Let's start off with the dino. That's where we're going to go. Dinosaurs before humans. That's what we do around here. We do get a tail. Very interesting one, as he's got a little feathers on the end of this tail. Now, very common notion, I guess, I don't know if it's been proven, but a lot of people think it, that the dinosaurs transitioned into birds. And you know that big T-Rex? He slowly transitioned. Little evolution action is what ended up happening there. And evolution's a weird thing, as we know. Pearl Jam sang a song called Do the Evolution once upon a time, and I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Some of you guys aren't going to like to hear it. That's the only good Pearl Jam song. Yep, Do the Evolution, I think that's the title. The only good Pearl Jam song. I said it, I was never a Pearl Jam fan. I'll never forget when they first came out. I was in elementary school, and I remember hearing an interview with them, like, oh, these guys sound pretty cool. Then they got famous with that Jeremy song, and Eddie Vedder changed his whole attitude and his tone, and like just his speech pattern and mannerisms turned me off immediately from then on out. I was like, this guy's a phony, he's a fake, he's a phony, and that's what he said. He's been rocking his career ever since, all the way to the Hall of Fame. So sometimes it pays to be a phony and a poser. That's what I'm saying. But we're going to do the evolution with dinosaurs, as evolution goes faster on these animals. A little science time with Kyle here. I'm the modern day Mr. Wizard in a lot of ways. As evolution goes a little faster in animals because they don't have as long a lifespan as humans do. So humans, it takes a while because you got, 70 years or whatever the average lifespan is, probably 47 for me. What? Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it to 41, Todd. I don't know if I will. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. Can I make it to 41? Put your bets in Vegas. But humans live a little longer, so it takes longer for the evolution. But on animals, and they only live a couple of years, like rats and stuff, they live like 3 years. The evolution is a lot faster. So the more you know. Don't anybody tell you didn't learn something around here. We got evolution from the birds, the feathers, all the way to the dinosaurs and back and forth is what we're doing. But this tail does plug in the back here. Ooh, just plug it right in just like so. Works out very good. Love the bendy wire in the tail. That is very cool. Love that option there. And then you got the twist on it here too. So shout out to that little tail. But it looks like we got a little collar here. So if you want to pull this dino around as a little bit of a pet, you got that option there. Not sure what this is exactly. Does this go on the mouth probably? Maybe, and then this goes on the head. Yep, that's what it looks like. So you do get a little bit of armor around the head here. He can protect himself in battle, apparently, but you got a little bit of a helmet and jaw. Very cool to see. But diving into this guy, he does got some hallmarks of a bird. There's no doubt about it. Got those bird eyes, bright blue eye there. Love the color patterns here with the red, the white, and the gray, and the black. It really does pop. Gives him a little more personality than your average dino. Like Denver, the last dinosaur, of course. Looking nice here. He's even got like that little turkey like neck thing going on down here as well. So not a bad piece of business. Got the hair over here, and then you got scales all the way down and through the tail. Looking very good. Unfortunately, he got branded. What? Jonathan Brandis? No, branded on here like they do with cattle. It's not a brand. It's an actual tattoo. This dinosaur wanted a tattoo. Makes sense. So he's got the Cobra tattoo over here. Repping the brand, of course. You do got the little hands here. Little arms more like it, but I guess little hands too, especially compared to the body. But an interesting looking character. You've got those chicken-like feet here with the black nails looking extra creepy. Same thing down at the bottom. Got those black nails. Very creepy, but very like chicken-like is what these feet look like to me. You've got that little spike on the back end looking very nice. Long legs in the back, and then the front a little bit shorter after all. You do get neck articulation. Head does come off on a ball joint. Looking good here. Then you get articulation up there at the top. Movable jaw, which is always key to do. Love to see that. Arms move. You got the elbows. Then you got the ankles, we'll call them on here. The feet. Those move as well. Already did the tail. Then you got the leg, a little side to side, back and forth. Not a ton of movement, but you get some of that. Then you get the knee articulation, lower ankle, and then feet articulation. So these guys are ready to go. Ready to take on all comers. Not a bad dino. I'm not much of a dino collector. To me, and I'm just speaking for myself here. As a little kid, of course I loved dinosaurs. Of course I loved Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels. But then I got a little older and I moved on to the action figures. That's where you separate the men from the boys, if you ask me. And I always say it, even when I was a kid, you had the ones that played with cars and the Tonka trucks. They were over there. And then you had the action figure kids over here. Nowadays, you probably don't have much of either. You probably got the video game kid over here and I don't know, the Barbie kid over there. Who knows what's going on, but that's how it was for me. I pretty much left my dinosaurs in the past. Just didn't do a whole lot for me. But I got to say, this is pretty cool to get a dinosaur in the G.I. Joe line. It makes sense. They got Cobra Law after all. But I can see some die-in-the-wool original Joe fan saying, dinosaurs, what the heck are we doing? But it is what it is. It's fun. And as we always say, you can pass on it if you don't like it. We know how that goes as well. But now we dive over to Professor Rockclaw. An interesting looking professor, not as crazy as my German college professor. When I took German class in college, I've told this story before as well, Todd McFarlane. It's a riveting one from the podcast like 30 episodes ago. My German's teacher, her name, Miss Rectanus. Yes, Miss Rectanus. You think when you got married, you'd say, I'm not going to take the last name this time. But she did, and that's a wild story. Check out the podcast for more stories like that. Do get a big weapon right here. Big weapon? Sure, why not? A little pistol action. If he's got to put something down, he'll put his dinosaur down. He's like, I'm going to be the one to do it. But you got the option there. You got the whip here. Have we seen this whip before? Did we see this with like Naugahyde or somebody along the way? Or maybe I'm dreaming that. But we got the all black whip right here. Ready for some fun and games with this bad boy is what he's ready for. And now we dive into Professor Rockclaw. Head out of the package. Looks like something from some 80s band from Europe that I wouldn't want to have any part of on my MTV when I was a kid. That's kind of what he looks like. Maybe he's a member of Sparks. I think he was the keyboardist for Sparks, possibly. You got that gray hair up there, a very fashionable icon, as we can see. You got that mohawk going on. Got some paint there and the face paint and stuff, looking wild. A very stoic, determined, mad, angry face. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. And then he's got a little fur-lined jacket there to really put on the fashion just a little bit more. Obviously a new character, so I can't really say anything about him. It kind of is what he is. Now the second head here almost looks like a night creeper. He's got a little mask and stuff all covered up. Very interesting. I don't know what this professor's up to, but there's all kinds of different professors, just like me being a scientist, Todd. Different kind of scientist. That's what it is. I'm an action figure scientist. This life chose me. I didn't choose it. That's what for sure. But could be an army builder. I can see you get 2 more of these, have him flanked by these guys. That could work out if that is your thing. But diving into the professor here, he is guarded. He's got some protection going on, almost like a viper of some kind. Got the Cobra insignia, got the pockets in front, got some protection, got the protection on the arms and shoulders, but then says, you know what? I want my abs to be open. I want those things. I've been working hard for these things, and my abs made in the kitchen, not the gym. He's been showing these guys off is what he's wanting to do. More power to him, I guess. He just got the forearm guard over here. Almost looks like something out of Cobra Law. Got a long tooth tusk, something like that there. Gripping hand over here, gripping hand on this side as well. Gloved hand over here, non-gloved hand on this side. But he does got the wrappings all over the place, looking interesting. Has the G.I. Joe hole in the back. You got to have that. Got the protection, kind of a skirt kind of thing going around him. You got pockets all over the place. You do got the holster in the back, and that's a pretty big holster, but you can store the weapon back there. And then he's got a holster up here. I guess this must be for the whip. Yeah, I guess it must be. So you can store the whip on the back of him. I like to be able to store everything if need be on the figure. You guys know that. Got some jeans down here looking good, down to some plain old boots. I think we've seen these boots with like Vipers or Cobra officers or something maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. All the same kind is what it looks like. His arms do go all the way around for us. There's a little bit of butterfly in there. Double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits with that one there as well. Hand back and forth, side to side. No extra hands with this set. Head back, forth, side to side, removable. Ab crunch, waist articulation, little dumbbell joint in there, a little bit tight. Splits if you need it, a little bit. He does got the G.I. Joe classic drop down hips. Leg goes up, thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. The hits continue. A little bit of ankle cut in there, and then back, forth, side to side, up and down. Basically our usual G.I. Joe Classified Series articulation here at this point. For one, Professor Rockclaw. What a name. Of all the names and aliases to choose, Rockclaw? I don't know, but it is what it is. And he's got his trusty dino with him. Not a bad piece of business. I've always said, ever since I was a little kid, if there was a character that came with an animal, I was all in on it. You see Crocmaster? Well, he's moving to the top of my list. Ooh, Spearhead and Max, I'll pick them up as well. Law and Order, say no more. I'm picking all those ones up. And if I was a little kid, you know what? I would have picked this one up. Not a big dinosaur guy, but I'd still pick it up. It fits in the Joe land now. It's part of the Joe Pantheon going forward. It is Professor Rockclaw and his Velociraptor, Deinonychus or whatever his name was. Already forgot. Never going to remember that name again. But what's your thoughts? Professor Rockclaw, you here for this one? A pickup, a pass, a long game, a future clearance game? I know a lot of people are going to say all these animal pet sets go to clearance. I'm going to wait it out. More power to you. More power to you. And if that happens for me at my local Target or something, I will get a second one to display both looks. There's no doubt about it. But let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support the channel and all the content it brings. You know there's tons of stuff to keep you busy. Appreciate the support out there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. each and every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for another G.I. Joe Classified unboxing, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
So we're gonna play.
Found out a long time ago. You gotta learn to say yes when life says no.